Hey everyone, welcome back to Healthy Human Hub channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing one of the deadliest viruses known to man, Ebola. Ebola is a viral disease that causes severe illness in humans and animals, and has a high fatality rate. So, let's dive into what Ebola is. Ebola is a virus that belongs to the family of Filoviridae. It was first discovered in 1976, in what is now the Democratic Republic of Congo. There are 5 known species of Ebola virus, and 4 of them can cause disease in humans. The virus is transmitted to humans through contact with the blood, bodily fluids, or tissues of infected animals, such as fruit bats, monkeys, and chimpanzees. Once the virus enters the human body, it attacks the immune system and causes a range of symptoms. The symptoms of Ebola can appear anywhere from 2 to 21 days after exposure to the virus. At the onset, the symptoms are similar to those of the flu and include fever, headache, muscle pain, and weakness. As the virus progresses, it can cause vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. The virus also causes bleeding, both internally and externally. This bleeding can lead to severe organ failure and eventually death. Ebola spreads through contact with bodily fluids of infected people or animals. This can happen through direct contact, such as when an infected person touches another person, or when an infected animal bites or scratches a human. The virus can also spread through contact with contaminated surfaces, such as clothing or bedding. Healthcare workers who care for Ebola patients are also at high risk of infection, as they come into contact with bodily fluids regularly. Preventing Ebola involves avoiding contact with infected people or animals. If you live in an area where Ebola is common, it's important to avoid eating bushmeat and other animal products that may be contaminated. If you're a healthcare worker, it's important to follow strict infection control procedures, such as wearing protective clothing and practicing proper hygiene. Ebola outbreaks have occurred sporadically since the virus was first discovered. The largest outbreak in history occurred in West Africa in 2014-2016. With over 28,000 confirmed cases and over 11,000 deaths. Currently, there are no active outbreaks of Ebola, but the risk of future outbreaks remains high. In conclusion, Ebola is a deadly virus that can cause severe illness in humans and animals. It's important to be aware of the symptoms of Ebola and take precautions to avoid contact with infected people or animals. If you live in an area where Ebola is common or if you work in the healthcare industry, it's important to follow strict infection control procedures to minimize your risk of infection. With continued research and public health efforts, we can hopefully one day eradicate this deadly virus. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.